Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, heart racing, wondering who would take care of you if you couldn't take care of yourself? You're not alone. Just last month, my dear friend Martha found herself lying on her bathroom floor for 3 hours after a fall. No one heard her calls. No one knew she needed help. I felt invisible, she told me later, tears in her eyes, like I'd become a ghost in my own home. The truth is frightening. Over 40% of seniors experience a serious fall each year, and many don't get the help they need right away. But here's what's even more shocking. Most of these situations could have been prevented with simple changes in habits. I've spent the last 15 years working with seniors just like you, and I've discovered that there are 9 essential ways you can take control of your life, regardless of your age. These aren't complicated medical procedures or expensive gadgets. They're practical, everyday solutions that can make the difference between depending on others and living life on your own terms. And please stay until the very end, because the 9th tip is something that changed my own mother's life completely. A simple technique that her doctor said was more effective than the medication he prescribed her. Yet most seniors have never even heard of it. Are you ready to take back control of your golden years? Let's begin. Tip number 1, create a fall-proof home. Did you know that the most dangerous place for most seniors isn't the street or a crowded store? It's their own home. Those throw rugs you've had for decades, the poor lighting in your hallway, even your favorite slippers. They could all be setting you up for a devastating fall. Take my friend Harold, who at 78 prided himself on his independence. "I've lived in this house for 40 years, he'd tell anyone who suggested changes. "I know every inch of it." But one evening, Harold tripped over an electrical cord that had always been there, breaking his hip and changing his life forever. 6 months later, he still hasn't returned to his beloved garden. Why does this happen? As we age, our depth perception changes subtly. Our balance systems become less reliable. Even our reaction time slows down. All normal parts of aging that our homes haven't adapted to. Here's what you can do today. Walk through your home and remove any loose rugs or cords from walkways. Install grab bars in your bathroom, not just in the shower, but near the toilet too, where many falls occur. And consider night lights that automatically turn on when it gets dark, especially on the path from your bedroom to the bathroom. Simple changes like these reduce falls by 58% in a recent study. That's more effective than most medications. Have you noticed any tripping hazards in your home recently? Type "safe" in the comments if you're going to check your home after watching this video. I read every comment and would love to hear what changes you plan to make. If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you are here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Tip number 2, nutrition that heals and protects. "I'm not hungry like I used to be," Ruth told me at our community center lunch. At 83, this former home economics teacher had lost 15 pounds without trying, and her once vibrant energy had dimmed. What Ruth didn't realize was that her body was quietly starving for nutrients, even though she thought she was eating enough. As we age, our bodies often signal hunger differently. The strong hunger pangs of youth might be replaced by subtle fatigue or even confusion. Meanwhile, our bodies actually need certain nutrients more than ever, especially protein, which helps maintain the muscle mass that keeps us strong and independent. The science is clear. Seniors who don't get enough protein lose muscle twice as fast, making falls more likely and recovery much harder. But there's good news too. Adding protein to your diet, even later in life, can help rebuild some of that lost strength. Here's a simple approach that changed Ruth's life. Think of eating as medicine, something you do on a schedule, not just when hunger strikes. Try keeping protein-rich snacks visible and ready to eat. Hard-boiled eggs, Greek yogurt, or even a peanut butter sandwich can provide the protein your muscles desperately need. And consider a colorful fruit smoothie with protein powder if chewing is difficult or tiresome. Ruth now makes one every morning. Within 3 weeks of making these changes, Ruth noticed she could climb her porch steps without getting winded. "Food is my medicine now," she says with a smile, "and it tastes a lot better than pills." What's your favorite easy-to-prepare, protein-rich meal? Share your ideas in the comments. We can all learn from each other's kitchen wisdom. And if you've noticed yourself eating less as you've gotten older, type nutrition so I know to address more food topics in future videos. Tip number 3, move it or lose it. The right way to stay active. Exercise at my age? You must be joking. That was Frank's response when his doctor suggested he start moving more at age 75. After 2 heart attacks, Frank was afraid any exertion might trigger another. He spent his days in his recliner, growing weaker by the week. What Frank didn't understand, what many seniors don't realize, is that not moving is often more dangerous than moving. The human body was designed to move, and it starts to break down when we stay still for too long. Muscles shrink, bones weaken, and even our brain function slows when we become too sedentary. It's like a car that sits in the garage too long. Parts start to deteriorate. But here's the truth that changed Frank's life. Exercise doesn't have to mean sweating in a gym or running a marathon. For seniors, some of the most effective movement can be gentle and even enjoyable. Try this today. Set a timer to stand up and walk around for just 2 minutes every hour. That's it, just 2 minutes. Studies show this simple habit can improve circulation, maintain muscle strength, and even help your brain stay sharp. For Frank, it started with walking to his mailbox and back 3 times a day. Now, a year later, he walks around his entire neighborhood every morning. If you're ready for more, consider chair yoga or water aerobics. Both gentle on joints, but tremendously effective at building strength and flexibility. Frank eventually joined a senior swim class and made new friends who keep him accountable. "I thought I was protecting myself by resting," Frank told me recently. "Turns out I was just rusting faster." Have you found a form of movement that works for your body? Or are you struggling to get started? Type "move" in the comments and share what works for you, or what obstacles you're facing. Remember, the perfect exercise is the one you'll actually do. Tip number 4, the social connection prescription. When I first met Eleanor, she hadn't spoken to anyone except cashiers and her doctor in over 2 weeks. "My children are busy with their own lives," she explained with a shrug. That's just how it is when you get older. What Eleanor didn't know was that her isolation wasn't just making her lonely. It was actually as harmful to her health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. This isn't an exaggeration. Research has shown that social isolation increases the risk of heart disease, stroke, dementia, and even early death. Our brains are wired for connection, and when we lose those connections, our entire body suffers. The science behind this is fascinating. Regular social interaction stimulates areas of the brain that regulate emotion and stress. Positive social connections can actually lower inflammation in the body, strengthen your immune system, and even help regulate blood pressure. It's as if every good conversation is a gentle form of medicine. But what can you do if family is far away or friends have passed on? Eleanor's solution started with a simple bird feeder outside her window. She began learning about the birds that visited, which led her to join a local birdwatching group. "I was terrified to go the first time," she admitted, "but I reminded myself that I knew something about birds now. I had something to contribute." You can start even smaller. Consider a weekly phone call with a relative, joining a class at your local senior center, or even volunteering, which combines social connection with the powerful benefits of helping others. Eleanor now leads birdwatching walks for elementary school children twice a month. "I went from days of silence to having too much to say," she laughs. "These kids think I'm some kind of bird expert now." Have you felt your social circle shrinking as you've gotten older? Type "connect" in the comments and share one way you might reach out this week. Your idea might be exactly what another viewer needs to hear. Tip number 5, master your medication management. "I think I already took these, or did I?" Jim mumbled as he stared at his morning pills. At 81, with 6 different medications to manage, Jim's confusion wasn't unusual. In fact, medication errors are one of the leading causes of hospitalization for seniors, with over 1.3 million Americans suffering serious medication mistakes each year. Jim's daughter found him disoriented one afternoon. He had accidentally double-dosed on his blood pressure medication. The ambulance ride and overnight hospital stay were frightening, but they could have been prevented with a simple system. Why is medication management so challenging as we age? For one, many seniors take multiple medications prescribed by different doctors who don't always communicate with each other. Add in age-related memory changes, similar-looking pills, and complicated dosing schedules, and you have a recipe for dangerous mistakes. Here's a solution that transformed Jim's routine. Get a pill organizer with separate compartments for each day and time of day. The physical act of filling the organizer weekly serves as a visual check on what you're taking. Jim's daughter helped him set up a Sunday evening medication date. He refills his organizer while they chat by phone, giving them both peace of mind. Another game changer, ask your pharmacist for a medication review, a free service where they'll check all your prescriptions for potential interactions or duplications. Jim discovered he was taking 2 medications with the same active ingredient prescribed by different specialists. For those comfortable with technology, medication reminder apps can provide alerts when it's time to take your pills. Jim's grandson installed one that both reminds Jim and notifies his daughter if a dose is marked as missed. Now I know exactly what I've taken and what I haven't, Jim says proudly. No more guessing games with my health. Do you have a system for managing your medications? Or have you experienced confusion with your pills? Type meds in the comments and share your challenges or solutions. Your experience might help someone avoid a dangerous mistake. Tip number 6, financial health is health too. I'd rather talk about anything else, even my bowel movements. That's how Doris responded when I first brought up financial planning. At 77, this retired teacher had been avoiding her financial situation for years, opening bills with trembling hands and changing the subject whenever money came up. What Doris didn't realize was that her financial anxiety was affecting her physical health. Her blood pressure spiked every time the mail arrived. Financial stress doesn't just feel terrible, it actually triggers your body's fight-or-flight response, flooding your system with stress hormones that, over time, can contribute to heart disease, weakened immunity, and sleep problems. For seniors on fixed incomes, this stress can become chronic and debilitating. The good news? Taking control of your finances, even in small ways, can provide immediate relief. When researchers studied seniors who created simple financial plans, they found their stress hormones decreased and their sense of control increased, even if their financial situation hadn't actually changed yet. Here's what helped Doris find peace. Start with a simple review of where your money goes each month. Many seniors are losing money to subscriptions they've forgotten about or services they no longer use. Doris discovered she was paying for 3 different streaming services but only watching one. Those small savings added up to meaningful breathing room in her budget. Next, check if you qualify for benefits you're not receiving. The National Council on Aging has a free online tool called Benefits Checkup that screens for over 2,500 benefit programs. Doris qualified for a utility assistance program she never knew existed, saving her $130 each month. I still don't love talking about money, Doris admits, but now I sleep through the night instead of worrying about bills. Has financial stress affected your well-being? Or have you found ways to manage on a fixed income? Type secure in the comments if you're going to look into benefits you might qualify for. Remember, financial health deserves just as much attention as physical health. If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Tip number 7, mind your mind, brain health matters. I keep misplacing my keys and it terrifies me, confessed George, a 68-year-old retired engineer. Every time I forget something, I wonder if it's starting. The decline everyone fears. George's worry reflects one of the deepest concerns many seniors share, the fear of losing mental sharpness and independence. But here's what neurologists want you to know. Not all forgetfulness signals a problem, and there's much you can do to maintain your cognitive health. The brain, even in later years, remains remarkably adaptable. It can grow new connections and even generate new cells, a concept called neuroplasticity that was unknown just a few decades ago. The science is encouraging. Studies show that seniors who regularly challenge their brains with new activities have better memory and problem-solving skills than those who stick to familiar routines. It's like exercise for your mind. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. George found his solution in an unexpected place, his local community college, which offered free classes to seniors. I started learning Spanish, he explains, not because I planned to travel, but because it was completely different from anything I'd done before. Learning a new language engages multiple areas of the brain simultaneously, creating new neural pathways and strengthening existing ones. You don't need a classroom to keep your mind sharp. Try taking a different route when driving to familiar places, using your non-dominant hand for simple tasks like brushing teeth, or learning a new skill through online videos. Even changing your daily routine occasionally can stimulate your brain in beneficial ways. For George, the Spanish classes did more than boost his brain health. They introduced him to a community of like-minded seniors. Now I forget my keys sometimes and just laugh about it, he says. I'm too busy remembering Spanish verbs to worry. What new activity might you try to keep your mind active? Or do you have a brain-boosting habit that works for you? Type "mind" in the comments and share your experience. Your idea might be exactly what another viewer needs to try. Tip number 8, sleep, the forgotten health pillar. I haven't had a good night's sleep in years, sighed Barbara, a 73-year-old grandmother of 5. I just figured it was part of getting older. Like many seniors, Barbara had accepted poor sleep as an inevitable part of aging, resorting to afternoon naps that only made nighttime sleep more elusive. What she didn't realize was that quality sleep is one of the most powerful tools for maintaining health in later years, and it's often achievable with the right approach. The relationship between aging and sleep is complicated. While our sleep needs don't decrease significantly as we age, changes in our bodies can make quality sleep more challenging to achieve. Hormonal shifts, medication side effects, and even normal changes in our nervous system can disrupt the sleep cycles we once took for granted. This matters because sleep isn't just rest. It's an active time of healing and restoration. During deep sleep, your brain clears away waste products that accumulate during waking hours. Poor sleep has been linked to increased risk of dementia, heart disease, and weakened immunity. All conditions seniors are already more vulnerable to. Here's what transformed Barbara's nights. First, create a consistent sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, even weekends. This helps regulate your body's internal clock. Barbara also removed the television from her bedroom and started a calming routine of gentle stretches and reading before bed. Perhaps most importantly, she limited her daytime napping to just 20 minutes after lunch. I was afraid I'd be exhausted without my long afternoon naps, she admits. But after a week of this new schedule, I was sleeping 6 hours straight at night, something I hadn't done in decades. Do you struggle with sleep? Or have you found strategies that help you rest well? Type "sleep" in the comments and share your challenges or solutions. Remember, good sleep isn't a luxury. It's essential medicine for your body and mind. Tip number 9, advocate for your health care. The doctor's busy. I don't want to bother him with all my questions. That's what 79-year-old William told me when I asked why he hadn't mentioned his persistent dizziness to his physician. 3 weeks later, William was hospitalized after falling down his basement stairs. The dizziness was a side effect of a medication that could have been adjusted or changed. William's story highlights a dangerous pattern I've seen repeatedly. Many seniors, raised to respect authority and not question doctors, fail to advocate effectively for their own health care. This silence can lead to misdiagnoses, medication errors, and preventable suffering. What many don't realize is that the healthcare system has changed dramatically. Today's doctors are often pressed for time, seeing patients in 15-minute windows while juggling electronic records and administrative demands. In this environment, the patients who speak up get better care. It's that simple. Here's the approach that could have helped William. Before any appointment, write down your top 3 concerns or questions. Studies show that patients who bring written questions are more likely to get thorough answers. Consider bringing a trusted friend or family member who can take notes and provide another set of ears. Something William now does with his daughter. Don't hesitate to question medications, especially if you notice new symptoms after starting them. William's dizziness began 3 days after a medication change, a crucial detail he didn't share. And if you don't understand something your doctor says, ask them to explain in simpler terms. Good doctors welcome these questions. I thought being a good patient meant being quiet and cooperative. William told me from his recovery bed. Now I know being a good patient means speaking up for myself. Have you ever felt hesitant to ask questions at medical appointments? Or do you have strategies for getting the most from your healthcare visits? Type advocate in the comments and share your experience. Your insight could help someone else receive better care. As we reach the end of our time together, I want you to look around your home, the place where you've created so many memories, the place where you hope to continue living independently for years to come. Each tip we've discussed today represents a step toward making that hope a reality. Remember Martha, who spent those frightening hours alone on her bathroom floor? 6 months after implementing many of these same strategies we've discussed, she hosted her entire family for Thanksgiving dinner. "I'm not just surviving my senior years," she told me, "I'm thriving in them." Your story can be similar. Whether you start with fall-proofing your home, improving your nutrition, or any of the other essential tips we've covered, each positive change builds on the others. Small steps lead to remarkable journeys. I'd love to hear which of these tips resonated most with you. Which one will you implement first? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience might be exactly what another viewer needs to hear. If you found value in today's video, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel. Your support allows us to continue creating content specifically designed for seniors who want to live their best lives. And if you know someone who could benefit from these tips, sharing is one of the kindest things you can do. Until next time, remember, these aren't just your golden years. With the right approach, they can be your strongest, most vibrant years yet.